Alright guys, welcome back. So it's been a while since we have looked at CRCL, Circuit Internet stock. So today with overall market, this stock is down 8%. So 122, 121, this is where it's hovering. So I want to zoom out to daily chart. So from its highs, this stock is down at this point. The high was almost 299, okay? So at this price, this stock is down almost 60%, okay? But from its IPO price, this stock is, well, I'm gonna just go with the IPO lows, right? So IPO price, about 86%, I wanna say, okay? And it has been out there for 3 months or so out there. And here are the levels I'm watching for the stock. Option activity and price levels. So you can see after declining from pretty much after hitting last time this 262, declining non-stop and little bit of a pump into the earnings support, and earnings support was given back the same day and it just continued to go lower. So two levels I was watching before that. So essentially, would it make a new low after earnings, which it did, and it didn't try to attempt to bounce back. So it kind of like a choppy way down, and today with the market, it's just cracking below to hit a fresh lows in the last, I want to say, after this initial move up, right? This initial move up was pretty fast, and ever since it's been in pretty much stair step downside distribution. So I think it can definitely go much lower, but so far my price target would be this consolidation area where it pretty much it's not significant support, but my point here is anybody who bought this stock above 125, which they could have done in the last 3 months, underwater, okay? The only people who could have bought it lower are people who bought it IPO day, and then pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, first 6 days after the stock went public. Anybody else who bought it after, they are underwater. Anybody who bought this stock in the last 2 months, 2.5 months, are losing money essentially. So they're down. Any pop, the stock is getting sold. So yes, it is very slow, low volume decline, but it could definitely have pops, but that would be a perfect opportunity to short, actually, not to go long. If I bring up the moving averages before we go to there's not much of a moving average to look at, actually. The only thing you can look at this moment is 20-day and 5-day. So at least if you're long, you want to let the stock build above 5-day if you're bullish. So far, this 5-day has been acting as a resistance, and it's been pretty much declining. 20-day moving average was only tested after earnings support, still in a downtrend. So clearly in a downtrend, short term, medium term. And if I bring up let's take a look at Circle. I just want to see, maybe I have already posted it for members on YouTube, but I would just want to go take a look at it again. So after hitting these highs, look at these sellers. These are the largest cluster of orders that came in. So number one, this is, let me switch to classic chart. $550 million order, $97 million order, 124, and then right here after reporting earnings, 176 million, 110 million, and it just keeps going lower and lower. In the last 30 days, you can see anytime it pops, you see sellers showing up, and dark pool, bearish option activity. Today, because it's cracking, I'm seeing bearishness, But if I go back 2 days, 3 days onto the unusual whales, essentially these red lines represent call put buying. Essentially, price was hovering around, going sideways, but more people were buying puts. Previous day on Thursday, same thing, a little bit of a put buying, a little bit of a call buying, but calls were getting sold. Today, calls getting sold, puts getting bought. Are they aggressive? Not really, but it's standing out that there are more put buying activity as the stock makes fresh lows. So I personally don't own any shares, but I'm really tempted to grab some puts if it continues to be weak, while everything else may be attempting to bounce or trying to get some sort of a bid after this big flush down in overall market. If you take a look at it, pretty much, yeah, this is you don't want to compare it to my watch list, but you can compare it to anything else. But I'm just comparing it to S&P 500, SPY. It's not following the market at all. It's in its own trend, which is to the downside. Volume, not significant. Short float, I want to share quickly. Borrowing rates. Yeah, there are some borrowing shares you can borrow. Is it hard to borrow? I'm not sure. It could be. But if you take a look at the daily short volumes, yeah, it is being shorted heavily for sure. Valuation of this stock, 28 billion, and half of the revenue, and they don't make they're not profitable yet. Okay. And they lost last time they reported earnings $4.48 per share. That was their report, and half of the revenue goes to Coinbase actually. So keeping an eye on this one. I'm pretty sure it can definitely even test its IPO price at some point. This is a big claim to make, but I have even bolder one. In the next let's say 6 to 9 months, if overall market has some sort of a bigger correction like we saw in April, but it happens at a slower pace, it doesn't happen fast and then recovers fast, I see these kind of like risky names, like unprofitable names, go much lower actually. So, but so far there's a gap between 94 and 83. That would be my target. But 60% down, yeah, there's a lot of back holders at these levels. Lots of them. Anybody who bought, just like I said, above these levels are back holding the stock, desperate to get out anytime it moves higher. This was a pretty telling event after earnings report, but the volume is low now. So you got to be careful. It can definitely spike. Any news, crypto, whatever related, it can definitely pop and catch pretty much shorts off guard because it's heavily shorted. You want to be open-minded as well. But again, I'm not telling you to buy or sell this stock. This is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next update. Peace.